What's up, Tweener heads? Welcome back to episode 6 of Friday Tennis Talks. I am here with a new guest. Austin couldn't be with us this week, so we have a new guest, and I wanted to let him introduce himself. So, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Noel Alberto. I'm the head photographer and editor for Vavel USA Tennis.
Mm-hmm. That's it?
Yeah, pretty much. I also, on the side, coach 10 and unders of the USTA.
Awesome. We met actually 2 years ago originally.
Yeah, in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I was a volunteer at their media desk, and Noel was actually covering it. Was that your first time covering it?
Yeah, that was my first time. That was actually, at the time, my biggest event.
Really?
Yeah, at the time. Mm-hmm.
And we met there, and then we didn't know each other that well, and then we met again in DC in 2018, and that's where we really started talking about like what we're doing and what we do besides covering tennis in that sense. And so far it's been a pretty good friendship, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely, he spends half his time playing FIFA when he's not doing tennis related things.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm not. I'll put in the video of you with a million coin. But we've been talking ever since, and I think we have a good similarity when it comes to the tennis opinion. And I wanted to have him on the podcast and episode to kind of talk about this week's week one wrap up of the Australian Open and what's been going on in the tennis world so far. So, you ready?
I am ready.
All right. So, week one has happened already. It's flown by so fast here. And I don't want it to end. And there's been a lot of interesting topics going around. I mean, for one thing, Serena's back.
Yep.
Serena's fully back. Do you have her winning the entire thing?
Yes, in my Racquet bracket, I do.
Do you? Who do you have her playing?
Angelique Kerber.
Interesting. What made you pick those two?
I was watching a Hopman Cup. When tennis starts, a lot of people like to follow it like very, very closely.
Yeah.
And just watching Hopman Cup, her and Kerber just look exceptional.
I think that's a good pick. I think Halep could actually make a deep run. I've been saying this since last year, but I think Sabalenka is going to be the other finalist, no matter what. I think, in my mind at least. Maybe because I like her a lot, but that's besides the point. We've had Andy Murray retiring as well. Well, retiring.
Retiring in quotes, air quotes.
Air quotes. What'd you think about that?
I think there were some positives. I did see a tweet by Ricky Diamond, Diamondator. He said it was Bob Ryan had the hip injury from Madrid last year.
Yeah.
Gets the hip surgery for a better quality of life. Returns to play tennis.
Yeah.
And that's all we all want to see from Andy Murray.
Yeah, I think. Like, I already made kind of a video on it and posted it on my channel about thanking Andy. I would like to see him still play. I mean, it's not impossible to come back from that injury. But if he can't put on his socks without hurting himself, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, he can't walk either.
He can't
after his match.
Oh my God! He played a 5-setter.
Yeah.
It's like DC all over again.
Pretty much.
The guy can't win. The guy can't have a simple match ever.
Nope.
That's what makes it worse. What other headlines have there been that you can think of off the top of your head?
I mean, for here in the U.S., young Americans look pretty good so far. Taylor Fritz and Francis Tiafoe.
Tiafoe with the big win over Anderson.
Yeah, a set and love 3 down.
Yeah, that was insane. I loved it. Him and Fritz, I think, are the only like promising Americans that have been consistent enough within the top 100.
Definitely. American men, at least.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I should correct myself because when it comes to women, we have a plethora.
Yeah, so many.
Keenan looks good, dude.
Yeah.
Keenan looks good. Aminiasova looks good. How does an American have a last name like Aminiasova?
You know, Russian-born parents, then
Move to America when they're
moved
like
to
2.
America. I mean, if we really want getting technical, Sharapova could be American.
Yeah,
She's, like, lived here
Sharapova.
her whole life, trained here her whole life.
Yes. Imagine like declaring your nationality and then switching immediately.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Sharapova came out like in 2 years. She's like, I'm American now. She has like an American citizenship, and then she just switches, and it's like, whoa. Didn't Opelka switch from Canadian to American?
I don't know about that.
Because I feel like I saw him like be like switch. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying because it's happened to other players, but nothing that I know of that he switched.
I guess not. I must be thinking of someone else. I always thought Riley Opelka. He beat Isner too. So that was actually pretty good. And then he lost in the next round. I thought they're the exact same person, by the way.
Yeah, Opelka's just actually 7 foot.
Oh, he is?
He actually is 7 foot.
Jesus Christ. Like, how do you play tennis? Why'd you play tennis? Was there any surprises in the tournament so far?
For the women, I don't really think there have been any upsets, air quotes again.
Yeah.
It's just because the women's tour is just ridiculously deep that I don't think you can call anything like an upset.
I like how you put that because I like, instead of saying it's wide open, it's very deep in a sense where you don't know who can win.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like Andreescu could have beaten Svetoslova last night.
Yeah.
And then Yastremska, the young Ukrainian, is about to, like, blow the bracket wide open.
Especially if she beats Serena.
Oh, God, I forgot they play each other. What's your opinion on Jeannie Bouchard?
I think I was listening to, like, Tennis Channel and ESPN. I think she finally has, like, after a few rough years, especially last year when she had to play through qualifiers to get, like, to Grand Slam main draws.
Yeah.
I think it finally clicked in her head. She's like, I gotta find the right team, get more focused on this, and get back up.
She hired Sharapova's old coach that won 3 slams with her, and Michael Joyce, and then she got to the quarters of Auckland, New Zealand, and lost to Gergis, who won the tournament, which is a good showing for her.
That was a really tight match. I watched that.
Yeah, I watched it too.
Close.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good match for Jeannie too. And then she won doubles with Keenan too, which was very surprising. Mm-hmm. So I feel like she has the momentum. I think 2019 is going to be a make or break year for her, at least because this will be like she's 24 now. She's not really young anymore. She's young, but she's about to hit her mid-20s.
Yeah.
So this is like the defining, like, you're either going to continue to break in or you're going to be in the top 100 consistently. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I want to see where that goes. What has been, on the men's side, what's been a surprise to you? Has there been any, like, upsets that many people wouldn't, like, necessarily look at?
I think no really massive upsets so far.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about the bottom half of that Zverev round of 16 section where it was just loaded. You had Chung, Querrey, Herbert, Wawrinka, Gulbis, Kyrgios, Raonic.
Yeah.
And then
half of them crashed out.
Yeah, half of them obviously crashed out, but Herbert is actually the one that's through the third round to play Raonic.
That's interesting. I never saw Herbert as a singles player because he's mostly known for doubles with what's his name? Mahut. So I never really saw him as a singles player, but he's really holding his own. Query. He beat Query. Who else did he beat? He beat
Chung.
Chung. Yeah, he's on a roll.
Last year's semifinalist. Chung out.
Chung out. Chung out. Wawrinka out. Query out. The only person really left is Raonic and Zverev in that half of the draw. I feel like that's, at least in my mind, what can be seen as that. You know? Let's see, what else?
You cannot be serious!
Well, I guess we can move on to the Twitter drama I was talking to you about.
Yeah.
With the ESPN graphic with Serena Williams.
Yeah.
So I sent you the photos of some of the tweets. What'd you think?
It was a really bad look for ESPN because obviously Serena is well known worldwide and has been for
years.
The 90s, late 90s, maybe even mid 90s.
Yeah, mid 90s because she came in like 95.
Yeah. So, and Tatiana Maria, obviously not as well known, but
yeah.
So to show like who has a higher social status is absolutely ridiculous.
They weren't trying to show Serena's social status. They were trying to show her daughter's social status and her daughter's doll. Which, in my mind, ESPN has done graphics like this where they've compared, like, they say, like, really interesting facts about a person. Like, for a basketball player, they'll go, mother and father, like, grow up corn. They do it like a sabermetric. Like, it's a stat, but it doesn't really mean anything to the match. I thought they were just trying to do something fun when it came to that, but if you really think about it, it's Serena Williams' daughter. What do you think was going to happen when they had a social media following? Especially with the doll, and the doll took over the WTA Instagram.
And she has her own, on the WTA YouTube, they have a video dedicated to her, too.
The doll?
Yeah, the doll.
Oh, fuck off. It's a doll.
I know. Like, I first heard of Quay, which is the doll, by the way.
Which is, for those who don't know, like, what the doll's name is, it's Quay.
When I was in Cincinnati this year, we was at a press conference, and the person who was typing up the transcript was like, oh, how do you spell Quay? And then they're like, oh, Qai. Then I did some research, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's been pretty quiet about it since, but then it's
blown up.
It's blown up to the point where the doll takes over the Instagram. The doll gets its own YouTube video. This is ridiculous. It's a doll, guys. It's a doll.
It's a doll. And I think that proves a point of, like, how much people want to be on the good side of Serena Williams in the end. Like, you're making a big deal about a doll, and it's... I was saying this before, that it... Like, I thought it was funny. I thought it was lighthearted. I mean, it doesn't look good to show a doll has more followers than a professional athlete. But it's not like they did it to hurt her feelings. It's not like they did it on purpose, but it's... I would say overall, probably... It wasn't a good look, but I think people are being sensitive about it, you know?
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter. It's a doll. And look, I have the stats pulled up. So Serena Williams has 10.8 million followers on Twitter. Olympia, Serena's daughter, has 35,000 followers. By the way, verified account, if you didn't know.
What the?
Yeah, a daughter. Quay, her doll, Serena Williams' daughter's doll, Quay, 15,700. Twitter.
What the?
Tatiana Maria, the opponent, 7,652. I think they shouldn't have put social status as the title of the graphic either.
Definitely.
I just noticed that too. They put social status. Who has more social status in the tennis world? Well, who do you think? Serena Williams or the German girl? Like, what do you think was going to happen? That's a joke. And what else? I'm thinking in terms of the Australian Open. Oh, this is another question for you. What's your... So, Noel does photography for Vavel, correct?
Yes.
And you said your goal was to be credentialed at which tournaments? Well, how many total?
I just want to do 2 new tournaments this year.
So which ones are you shooting for new ones?
Either Miami or Indian Wells, Charleston, and then the U.S. Open, where I'll actually be credentialed, where I hope to be credentialed as a photographer rather than a media person.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I feel like you have more access as a photographer.
Okay, so as a photographer, you have access to Ash, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, but then you don't have access to the personal interview, like the very small interview spaces.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah, there's that. But
Okay.
as media, you actually have the courtside, if you have a camera, if you're just journalist or media, as the pass would say, you
Yeah.
actually have access to every other court.
Yeah.
Bar,
Yeah, continue.
Bar Ash.
Yeah.
Bar Ash.
That's kind of ridiculous. I would like to ask you this question while I have you, what's your thoughts on the tennis media overall?
I mean, personally, I think it's good, but being a part of it, it just, boggles my mind sometimes how some of these, questions pop up, that are very out of the blue. I remember last year, Naomi Osaka, it was her 3rd round match. She absolutely blew by, I think it was Julia Glishko in the 3rd round. No. Yeah, I'm gonna double check this.
Okay.
Right.
3rd round of what? The DC?
The U.S. Open.
This year?
Yeah. Last year.
Oh, that's right. You were there. I forgot about that.
I lied. It wasn't even Julia. Oh, yeah. She beat Julia Glishko in the 2nd round. And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so she actually absolutely blew by that match. And then we were sitting in our press conference.
Yeah?
Obviously, the 6-2, 6-0 match that ended in, an hour.
Yeah, what do you talk about?
Yeah, what are we going to talk about? So, I don't know. I'm not sure if it triggers me, but I'm not sure, how do you know you're going to be the person to be, to ask the most random question first? Because once I hear someone ask that off-topic, out-of-the-blue question, that's when I'll step in.
Okay.
So, I'll start, because someone asked her, what's your favorite cold drink? Because it was a really hot day.
Oh, I'm done.
And then,
I'm done.
And then someone, later asked her, what's your favorite hot drink?
Oh, shut up. That's not... Come on, really?
And she's like, is this, important? And they're like, yo, we need to know because we know your favorite cold drink.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah. So
No.
there's either those kinds of questions or, some of the questions, I remember, I forgot... I don't even remember this guy's, but there was this older guy. I think he was writing a thing on Venus and Serena.
Okay.
I went to within the 2 days, I went to probably 10 to 15 press conferences. He was there for everyone. He would ask every player what their thoughts of Venus and Serena were and what they did and what they've done for the sport. Even though there was so much other things to talk about, especially when he asked it to Andy Murray during that was the first time at the U.S. Open they had the extreme heat policy.
Yeah.
They went into the 3rd set, so
Yeah.
It was between the 3rd and 4th set, they had the break, and then Murray said, I saw Verdasco talking to his coach and other people, you're not allowed to do that, blah, blah, blah. And then this guy just asked, what do you think about Venus and Serena and what they've done for the sport? And me and a lot of other people just rolled their eyes back and just started chuckling to themselves. Is this guy serious right now?
It's coming.
Yeah.
That's what.
Like, he asked it, and we just, like, kind of, like, laughed to ourselves, like, is this guy serious right now? Like,
there's a more.
All this drama from this match. It was Murray's match, too, and you're going to ask about that?
Yeah, like, really? Really?
But other times, it's been, for the most, outside of those two things, I can't really find any problems with it.
Okay.
So far.
I just was watching the tennis channel, and I was watching Cole Schreiber play, I think it was Sandgren. Sandgren in this past tournament.
Okay.
And I just thought it was funny, and I don't know why, but the guy tried making a joke. Cole Schreiber's coach is like Tobias Samperer, and the announcer says it, and he goes, Tobias Samperer, not related to Roger Federer, and I swear to God, I almost lost my mind. The guy tried connecting the two, and I went, really? Really?
There's just too much fascination with Federer and then, like, Serena in this sport.
I think Serena has a harder grasp on the WTA tour than the men's tour, because the men's tour, it's Djokovic, Rafa, Federer. Like, it's more well-rounded with media coverage, but when you get to the women, it's Serena Williams, Venus, then everyone else.
Yeah.
Which is kind of annoying, especially after the incident, but I just like how many times they play the U.S. Open highlight before her matches at the Aussie Open. Because you know that shit's going to be on loop for the next year.
Yeah, it'll be on the loop next till 2019 U.S. Open.
Oh my God.
After 2019 U.S. Open.
I can't imagine, like, to see that thing again. Like, to, like, how many questions it's going to be like, what's it like to be back here since the incident? She goes, what? I can't.
I honestly can't either. Like, there's so many more other things to talk about that like, everyone's put it past them, but obviously the media hasn't.
Yeah, I'm still upset about it in a way, but I'm kind of like, you're beating a dead horse at this point.
Agree.
But in other news, when it comes to that, have you heard about the Tomic versus Hewitt feud?
So I know some of it. I remember that Tomic lost, and then he was talking in an interview saying, you know, like, Hewitt shouldn't be, like, picking wild cards. Like, you know, he talked about his retirement, talked about, like, how he runs an academy, and that academy picks two of the wild cards for the Australian Open. Which I do agree in that, like, he shouldn't be doing both, because it's such a double standard.
If he's playing and he's the captain,
I mean, that too, but also, like, his, like, little agency or whatever is picking wild cards, and he has people in that agency.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's gonna make sure they get wild cards, so there's that double standard too.
Yeah.
I heard there was an interview yesterday.
Yeah, with Hewitt.
It all went off.
Yeah, Hewitt. I'm probably gonna make a follow. I made a video on it, and then I'm making another one, and I'm probably gonna be posting it this weekend. Hewitt went off. Hewitt went off on Tomic. There's an article that says Tomic threatened him and his family. He believes that he doesn't have, like, the right mindset to compete, and that when he was with his team and when he was trying to help him along earlier in his career, Tomic just didn't have the right mindset, and that he was doing everything wrong. Like, he ripped into Tomic like there was no tomorrow. And he said, throw an investigation at me. I don't care. I'll cooperate with everything. So I was like, oh, damn. Like, this is legit. And I just think it's funny how, out of all people, Tomic is the one to, like, call him out, because he just plays the sport for money, and he has, like, no passion about it. You know what I mean? That's what makes it worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's been in the tennis news as well. I'm trying to think of what else might be in the news. As of right now, that's pretty much about it in terms of coverage for this week. I mean, do you have anything else to add?
Nothing really. I mean, we have some exciting well, I don't know when this is going up, but exciting third round matches tonight. We have obviously Fritz Federer, Gimeno, Nadal.
Oh. Like, this is going to be posted tomorrow morning.
Oh, so yeah. So those will be done.
Those will be done by the time we post this.
If this goes up, those are going to be some exciting matches. No more Furies that Federer only plays nights, because it's back-to-back day sessions.
Yeah,
Federer.
which is even better because I get to watch him play.
Furies.
Because I get to watch him play.
Yes.
Let's go. So, thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in to episode 6 of Friday Tennis Talk. Thank you to Noel for joining us on this week's episode as well. I hope I can have you on sometime in the future as well. And
Love to be back.
I'd love to have you back. And thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to follow us on all our social medias if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that subscribe button or hit that follow if you're listening to this on YouTube or Spotify. And I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks, guys.